What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are back again with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's going to be against Wmar, a person I battle off my Discord server. So if you guys are interested in a Sun and Moon battle and trade community chat room where a place you can hang out and find battles and such, definitely check out my Discord server. A link will be in the description below. Now, me and my opponent are having a rarely used battle today, and me and Wmar actually have two battles, so yeah, this is going to be a double whammy today. So yeah, this is the first battle. Wmar's team is actually pretty threatening. The tentacle is pretty cool. Apparently Moet made this team, or like the majority of it. It's a pretty cool team. He has Aerodactyl, Hoopa, Tentacle, the God, Deblade, Noivern, and Flygon. Now, I've been meaning to try out Noivern in this tier, but I haven't gotten around to it, as I'm using Regirock, Choice Banded Bruxish, Whimsicott, Assault Vest Muck once again, Specs Charizard, and Defog Dragonlance Flygon, because, I don't know, I needed a Defogger, and I'm like, why not Flygon? It's like the try-hard staple that most people use in RU, right? So, I'm going to lead off with my Faceless, my Regirock, because my opponent is going to lead off with the prehistory, his Aerodactyl. Now, turn 1, I figured this was probably going to be a lead Aerodactyl, just because it's like his only stealth attacker on his team, so I didn't really expect the taunt, but I did think about it, so I didn't bother clicking Rocks turn 1. Instead, I click Rock Slide just because I want to break this thing's Focus Sash, and the Aerodactyl does take it relatively well, actually, but I don't have any attack invested, which could be why. As now the Aerodactyl is just going to set up the Stealth Rocker, a 4th gen lead Aerodactyl set, the classic, as now I'm going to knock out my opponent with the Rock Slide, and my opponent actually did play competitive Pokemon in Gen 4, so him having Sash lead Aerodactyl is kind of nostalgic in a way. So yeah, down goes the Aerodactyl, as now in comes Thick, the Flygon. Interesting name. And here, okay, I stand by my play, because the Flygon's gonna click Dragon Dance, right? But I felt like that was such a risky move, because I have a Whimsicott that resists both your stabs, and I could just Encore you into Dragon Dance, so I figured he'd go for Earthquake. But instead, he just goes for Dragon Dance as I reveal my counter. And so here, I thought maybe he'd want to expect me to switch into Whimsicott now and not go for Dragon Dance. It was honestly a mind game, and I stand by my play here, but he just goes for Dragon Dance again, even though I could Encore him into it. Risky play, but here he's going to go for the +2 Earthquake, not risking the mind game again. And yeah, it should be able to knock out my Regirock because I'm max def, but I live because Regirock's defense stat is absolutely ridiculous. And counter, I'm just going to smack that Flygon in the face. So if that Flygon just set up one more Dragon Dance, I would have been 6-0 sweep, easy peasy, but thankfully Regirock comes through, face tanks that Earthquake at +2, and you know, counters it. I mean, I wish I had Assault Vest Regirock with Ice Punch, that would have been pretty cash, but instead I have a Spit-Def counter Regirock set, which is weird. But here, I'm going to bring in my Flygon here. I don't really have a switch into this Hoopa, and arguably this is probably like a really, really bad play, like one of the biggest jokes on my part. I should have just sacked off my Regirock, but I did have Z-Memento, or I do have Z-Memento on this team, so I wanted to bring it back. So instead, I figured that Flygon could take one attack, but then here's where I find out this is Specs Hoopa, because Hoopa's special attack stats, whew, pretty damn scary, and with Choice Specs, that was overkill, man. It's gonna like one-shot anything it even glances at with those eyes. So he's gonna bring in Jelly, the Tentacle, and I'm like, yes, I've been waiting for this moment to come out. As here, I'm gonna go for my Z move here. Look very intimidating with Shaniqua, and yeah, my Just a Prank is literally going to self-sacrifice itself to bring back the Faceless. So I'm gonna go for Z Memento onto the Tentacle, and yeah, lower its stats, though if it had clear body, that would have been pretty funny. And yep, I'm just going to lose all of my health, unfortunately. Whimsicott doesn't do anything in this battle. Its only job was to bring back my Regirock from the dead, so that's pretty hilarious. So Z-Memento, gonna give my Regirock all its health back, and we're back in business with the Regirock. But unfortunately, he does know that it has counter now, so he's not gonna be wanting to launch physical attacks at it. But here, I'm going to bring in Lip Service here, expecting the Scald, and I'm willing to risk the 30% chance of burn because I'm behind and I need to get some momentum in my favor. But instead, he actually goes for Knockoff. Not what I was anticipating, but it works very well for him because he knocks off my Choice Band, which is going to remove a lot of raw power off my Bruxish. So now he's going to bring in his Deblade, his Excalibur, as that was a pretty obvious switch in, so I go for the Crunch with my Tough Jaws to boost the damage, but Deblade's so freaking bulky with the EVLA, it takes absolutely nothing from that Crunch, and I figured that I could take a neutral Shadow Sneak, or no attack boost Shadow Sneak, so I go for Crunch again, and I actually didn't even think about the fact that he could think that I have Dazzling. If I had Dazzling here, this Deblade would actually get cucked, and I didn't even think about that until he mentioned it, and that's rare that that kind of thing happens, but I kind of forgot Dazzling was an ability, so that's kind of a thing. But here I'm going to expect the Shadow Sneak here, bring in my Jimmy, my Alolan Muck, as the Deblade is just going to go straight for the Shadow Sneak, not too surprising here. and Muck is going to be easily knocked out or 2 KO'd by the Shadow Sneak because I don't have any defense investment, just max attack, max HP. But I'm going to go for my own Shadow Sneak here just to chip this thing down because I need to knock this thing out with Shadow Sneak. Unfortunately, Deblade just face tanks that like expected though. Deblade's defense stat is actually ridiculous. Like, I think it's like 110 with Eviolite, or maybe even higher, like 140? Like, I don't even know. It's like ridiculously high with Eviolite though. Probably like the bulkiest Eviolite Pokemon on the physical side that exists, including Dusclops, which is saying something. So anyway, in comes Bruxish now, and I'm going to go for Aqua Jet here, just hope that we can knock out this Deblade with the Aqua Jet. But Deblade lives with like 1 HP, and I'm like, no! It was really upsetting. So, yeah, Deblade's just going to knock me out with the Shadow Sneak here, and Deblade just pretty much destroyed my team. I'm going to bring in Faceless here, and hope I can outspeed this Deblade, even though I'm Regirock, which is kind of funny. But it ends up that I do outspeed the Deblade, which is pretty funny. I didn't really expect that, but I mean, I'll take it. So we're able to knock out the Escavalier, or not Escavalier, a stupid nickname made me think that, the Deblade, and yeah, down goes Deblade, but he still has a lot of threats left on his team, and my team kind of got destroyed by that Deblade. Maybe I should have sent out Regirock before before Bruxish, but I'm not even too sure. Would have could have done better in this game, but yeah, if I say Bruxish, I would have had more momentum with against the Hoopa and stuff. But yeah, Specs Hoopa, that crit does not matter. Even though Max Bedef Regirock, I'm pretty sure Specs Hoopa would have destroyed me regardless. As here, I'm going to bring in Shofu, my shiny Charizard. I only made this nickname as a joke. Don't take it seriously, okay? Don't get mad at my meme, okay? I'm going to go for the Specs Fire Blast with my Shofu, and it does absolutely nothing, because Hoopa's special defense stats also pretty good, as Hoopa is going to be able to knock out my Shofu with the Shadow Ball, and yeah, we're actually going to lose the battle 0-3 to Wmar. So my opponent destroyed me, so I'm like, that doesn't happen very often, so I'm like, how about we have a rematch, because if my opponent actually knows what he's doing, I may as well get another game with him, so you guys aren't stuck with subpar battles. So here we're having our number 2 battle, because the first battle only lasted like 7 minutes, so I figured I'd give you guys a double whammy. So this time I'm using a Trick Room team as Wmar's using a Rain team. Very fun looking team this time around. I'm no Deblades, and I'm happy about that. And I'm not hating my opponent for using that kind of team last battle. It was still very fun and close, but yeah, a little less serious of a game this time around. Is here gonna lead off with my Regice turn 1, trying to get vengeance on that Regirock, as my opponent is gonna lead off with a Alolan Persian, yeah. But turn 1, he's gonna go for the Rain Dance because he is a Rain Dance elite, I guess, which is cool. I can respect that, using Alolan Persian as a Rain Dance setter. Pretty cool with the Parting Shot utility as well. Very cool move, as now I'm going to go for my Z move. You guys may be familiar with this if you've been watching me for a while, but this is going to be Z Gravity Regice, because I wanted to bring it back with the Trick Room. Same nickname as Regirock as well, because I caught both of these in Aura, so the nicknames are very similar. So I'm going to set up the Z Gravity here, as now the Persian's going to make the mistake of going for Parting Shot. Yeah, Parting Shot does not work on Clear Body users, which is something me and my opponent both found out in this battle. So, I thought about it before I used it, but I didn't think it worked like that. I thought it would just not get the stat drops and make him switch, but apparently it just completely cock blocks him from switching. But here he's going to bring in Dalmais, thinking I'm 0 IV speed for my Regice because I am on a Trick Room team, but this Trick Room team is not built well, so it just has slow Pokemon, but not like super slow with 0 speed IVs, so he walks under that, gets destroyed by Blizzard, as now he's going to bring in Poliwrath. This Regice is currently doing so much work to my opponent, getting revenge for that L earlier. Gonna be able to eat up that waterfall, knock him out with the Zap Cannon. Yeah, the Z Gravity Regice. I said to Wmar, I'm like, yo, if this thing gets 1 kill, I'll be very happy, but this thing is actually running through Wmar's team, which is pretty funny. He's gonna go for the nice Stab Thunder with Heliolisk, and Regice massive Spidef Step. I'm gonna be able to face tank that because I'm Regice. I'm gonna be able to connect Focus Blast for once in my life, because gravity makes it so I cannot miss Focus Blast, which is the only reason why I'm using it. So yeah, down goes Heliolisk. Regice got 4 kills in a row. I mean, granted, that was kind of because the Parting Shot didn't work in my opponent's favor, but this battle's actually far from over. As silly as Regice getting 4 kills is, my opponent still has Politoed and Florges left, and they're his main walls of his team. So here, I figured the game was over. I'm just going to bring in a Escavalier here because I thought it was my Assault Vest set, but I actually grabbed my Sub-Sword Stance Escavalier instead, so I'm like, oh, that's fine, whatever. Skull's not going to burn me, thankfully, so I decided to go for Substitute for some freaking reason. I'm not too sure why, actually. At this point, I really wasn't thinking. I was just like, I'm clicking Substitute, because I thought I was Assault Vest, but I'm not, so maybe, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't think I was thinking, because I was just laughing so hard at the Regice destroying him that I really wasn't thinking for the next coming turns. I'm like, wait, why did I bring in a Scavalier again? I wasn't really thinking that one through, but I'm gonna go for the Stab Megahorn. No attack boost, unfortunately, as we're almost able to knock out Polyfrog, the Politoed, and it's pretty funny because my opponent actually has a Rain Dance on his Politoed to manually set up the rain, because you know Politoed is not allowed to have Drizzle and RU, so it's really funny because my opponent having Rain Dance on his Politoed. He'll reveal it later on. I'm gonna go for a knockoff and not knock out the Politoed as he actually carries Damp Rock. That's where I find out that he actually carries Rain Dance on the set. So I'm like, that's pretty funny. I have like a ghetto Politoed that has to set up Rain Dance manually, and he's like, yeah, it's pretty troll. But here he actually reveals the rest, and I'm like, oh, this thing has a rest too. That's so funny. So yeah, I kind of like walked into that, and yeah, the Politoed is gonna get all of its health back, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. That's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's asleep, so it's the worst that can happen. Unfortunately, the Scald Burn is going to definitely cripple my damage, but I'm kind of asking for it by trying to tank multiple Scalds in a row. So, yeah, gonna almost die to the burn, but I decided to save my Scavalier for some reason just because I want to take advantage of his sleep turn. So I bring in my Specs Explode as he is fast asleep, hoping that he sleep talks that nice rest, but he actually just forgets to click sleep talk. Apparently that's what he told me. He misclicked or something, so now he's gonna sleep talk. I thought he didn't have it at first, but he actually does, and he gets a Rain Dance. I'm like, what is this Politoed's rest, sleep talk, Scald, Rain Dance? Like, what? I mean, I can respect that, but like, wow, that's some fire right there. So I'm gonna go for the Boom Burst onto the Politoed, and Politoed does tank it relatively well because Politoed's Spadef stat and HP is pretty respectable. So now he's going to go for the Rain Boosted Scald onto my Explode. I should be able to tank this relatively well, as I do thankfully gets a nice crit burn. I mean, not what I was hoping for, but whatever. I'm going to go for the Boom Burst and knock out the Kermit. Whatever, down goes the Explode, as my opponent's last mon is Florges, and I do have a Scavalier DNC. I have a lot of mons left, so I don't see myself losing this game, but the fact that my Explode got crit burned is going to mean that I'm going to get destroyed by Moonblast here. I may have been able to live the Moonblast if he didn't get the Scald crit or burn, but he got both. But that's fine, I don't really care. I'm not want to get mad over hacks, and I thought it was this battle alone made me like get over the saltiness of the last battle. So in comes Cofagrigus, and I wasn't even salty that I lost the first battle, it was just a meme. But yeah, he's gonna go for the Moonblast on Microphagus. I'm like, alright, I can set up Nasty Plots on this thing, it'll be good. But he gets a special attack drop now. I'm like, are you kidding me? What is up? What is up, everybody? WeedleTwineedle, but like, really? Like, how? Anyway, I go for a Nasty Plot onto the Florges, and I'm like, okay, I'm at +1 special attack, maybe I can like damage this thing. As now he's gonna hit me with another Moonblast, hit me up. And it's so funny because this is a Trick Room team, and I never get Trick Room up in this battle because I decided not to, and Regice just freaking took the spotlight turn 1. Didn't even need Trick Room at all. Just that's so funny. But yeah, gonna take more Life Orb damage, as unfortunately the Florges just face tanks my +1 Shadow Ball, and Florges is going to reverse sweep me. Okay, it's not going to reverse sweep me, but like, damn. Moonblast going to knock me out, unfortunately. That special attack drop definitely mitigated my damage by a decent amount, but I couldn't really 1v1 this Florges anyway. I decided to bring Cofagrigus for fun, as now my Cofagrigus goes. And yeah, now we're currently 4-1. I thought we would like 5-0 Wmar in this game, but no, the battle's still going on, so I'm going to bring in my DNC here. And I do carry Trick Room on this set as well. He's actually going to go for the Energy Ball, not what I was expecting DNC to have, but whatever. Going to go for the Energy Ball, get a critical hit as well. I'm like, what is up with this guy hacking me now? Come on, man. As now I'm going to go for the Life Orb Diamond Storm, and we're going to be unable to knock out Florges, and thanks to that critical hit, my opponent will be able to knock me out with a follow-up Energy Ball. So this Florges and Politoed's actually making it really annoying to just end off this battle, which is kind of hilarious actually. I find that relatively amusing, as now he's just going to knock out my DNC with the Energy Ball now, as down goes DNC. All I have left, which is so funny, is my Scavalier and my Goodra. Yeah, that's the Pokemon's name. So currently 2-1, I think, right? I'm going to bring Goodra here. I'm losing track of the battle because at this point I was just laughing so hard at all the hacks that's going on. Yeah, it's 2-1 with my Goodra. I'm going to go for the nice Sludge Wave onto the Florges, and we're going to be able to knock him out. So we're able to win this battle. I'm not as clean as I thought I would be because, I mean, Regice just freaking slaughtered Wmar, and then he still managed to bring the game to a freaking 0-2 loss. So that's pretty hilarious, man. But I figured I'd showcase this battle as well because Regice kind of got vengeance for the misplayed Regirock. But I hope you guys did enjoy these battles. If you guys did enjoy this longer video, I really would appreciate if you hit the like button, as your support is much appreciated, and just a friendly reminder that it helps the channel grow, and it means more than comments do, which is actually kind of the sad reality of YouTube. But anyway, the question of the day is going to be, what is your favorite Regi Pokemon? I mean, between Regirock, Registeel, and Regice, and Regigigas, I guess. Now, my favorite has got to be Regice because it's like the more offensive of the four, and it has a pretty good move pool, and it has a nice cry too. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll check you guys in my next video. Alright, peace.